Shoot, so it's my little potentiation exercise, or warm up, I should say. And I'm just gonna do 3 rounds of the box jumps, usually 10 jumps each. Beyond 10, I'm just not getting a really explosive rep. And I'm not so concerned about the reps, I just want good explosion and good firing and connection with my quads. So generating an explosive force like this, I'm priming the quads to work a little more effectively when I go into like a close stance Smith squat a little bit later. When I'm into the leg press, I want to be able to connect with my quads and I want them to be able to move the weight. So I've noticed a big jump in just kind of performance right from the start. I'll still do my warm-up sets, but I feel a lot stronger going into it. So there's some real power and some potentiation. And then the jump rope I did, just a little 5-minute warm-up, really get the blood in the lower legs, especially get some blood in my calves. And it's always nice starting a leg session with a little bit of a calf pump. So I had a cheat meal later today. Matter of fact, after the session. So I better earn it. Lower body, week 3. Oh yeah, all right, 15, 12, 12. So I'm gonna do partials on the next 2 working sets. That first one was just straight set, got 16. So right around where I wanna be training, either to failure or within a rep of failure this week. And especially on these like isolation exercises, man, you don't really have to curl the world. You know, that's not my focus. I just want a really good connection and good control. So you see me as I come down, like pausing for a half second at the bottom, really locking into that contraction on my hamstring. And then from that squeeze, I can better control that stretch versus if I just use momentum to bring it down, it's gonna be harder to control the negative, which is really important for stimulating the hamstrings or any muscle for that matter. It's been about a minute and a half or 2, so we'll go up 1. That'll probably have me failing around 11, 12, maybe 10 reps, which is perfect. And then I'll do my partials. I'm trying to think of an exercise that I do it differently on, but as far as I can think in the midst of a leg session, all of the working sets I do partials on are from the lengthened position. I can't think of a time I'll do partials where the muscle is contracted, like from the shortened half of the rep. Those are better words. And I realized I didn't explain the box jumps. I set up the box, and I realized I didn't explain why I set up the box, but don't use it. So it's just a reference point for my jumps. So I have some kind of standardized point to try to hit, but I think I was a little short on a few of them. Still trying to get a feel for this Smith machine. There's something about it where it's a little more tension on the way up, which of course I'm gonna say before I put weight in the bar, right? But no, I do feel like a little more resistance, which is fine. It just means less weight on the bar, still good tension on the quad, because I'm going close stance. I know my feet are just out of frame, but close stance, just about maybe 6 inches, 5 to 6 inches apart. My toes are slightly pointed out here, and then I'm getting up under the bar in a position to where when I go down, my heels almost want to lift off the ground, and just that. So I'm basically as far back this way with my feet as I can be while still keeping my heels in contact, and that's keeping the tension in the quad. So the entire movement in my mind is just, as I'm going down, it's you know, feel the stretch. It's all in the quad. Feel the stretch, especially the outside of the quad. Because I'm close, I can connect with that. And then I get to the bottom, pause for a split second, feeling that stretch, and then just contracting hard out of that stretch with my quad. And then the weight moves. I'm not really thinking about squatting the weight. I know that sounds strange, but you know, of course, the basics are there. I want my chest lifted, elbows kind of torqued forward a little bit. That helps lift my chest, keeps my spine a little more neutral, helps protect my back. But beyond that, especially because I have the track, that's why I do it on the Smith machine, I can really just lock into my quads, and that's what I'm trying to target. So I'll know after about the first quarter of this first rep whether this is gonna be a working set or I might add 10. Actually, let me check the app. Today's session, workout of the week, lower body. By the way, if you are following the training on the app, make sure you're reading the workout summary, not just hitting start. So this is where I'll put in exactly when to do partial reps, drop sets, all that good stuff. So today, close stance Smith squat, 10-8-8. If I'm doing that, I hope this is a warm-up. Come on, same thing. Hey! 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 Same, pretty much same stance as on the those Smith squats. Maybe even just a hair closer together with my foot position, but as low as I could go. So at the bottom of the rep, still my heels are in contact. Maybe a little bit more pressure through the top half of my foot as it comes down. I mean, I'm trying to keep it pretty central. I just don't want my heels coming up. It's 3 sets, 15 to 20 reps. So I'm gonna try to hit the upper end of the range. A little psychotic. That's all right. Ooh. Ooh. 5 partials at the end are brutal, coming out of that stretch position, because you already get the burn with calves when you're doing a straight set. And then to sit there, once I hit failure, which is like 15, 16 on this second set, I just sat in 5 reps. And even when I'm doing partials, I think it's easy to want to rush them just to like bust them out real quick and be like, all right, they're done, because you're already hurting at that point in the set. But really, I've noticed partials are much more effective when it's the same mentality you would have for the full rep. So even if I'm only going up 20 or 30%, I want to squeeze and then still control that stretch in that 20 to 30%, even in a short range of motion like that. What else, man? I'm starting to lose my words. That's it. I need to do this last set.
Yeah, what can I do for you?
Yeah, you know what? Could I just do a 10-piece chicken tender? And then if I could do a little side of buffalo sauce, that would be excellent.
Okay, you have a wonderful day.
All right, now you as well. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Be warm, please be warm. Okay, yeah, we're good. All right. Yeah, this is it for me, man. This is all I need once a week, a little cheat meal to keep me going. Looking at it now and filming it, I'm realizing I have the taste buds of probably an 8-year-old, but you know what? I enjoy the heck out of this. And yeah, I almost forgot to take this little guy, which is Revive's Digest Aid, because I have a little bit of, I should say I struggle a little bit with dairy, but one of the enzymes in the Digest Aid is lactase. So anytime I know I'm gonna have a little dairy, usually for a cheat meal, I'll knock down 2 of those, and I usually don't have any issues. I won't bloat because that lactase is in there, which will break down the lactose that's in dairy. So that is my little secret. Okay, focus. Important things about why I choose this specifically. Total, it's around the calorie mark I want. It's about 1,400 calories and a good bit of protein. So it's over, I think over 100 grams of protein for this, since most of it's chicken. And then I do like, I think it's chickpea. I did just change the brand. Don't ask me what a Goodle, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, this one's called Goodles. I don't know what the heck a Goodle is, but yeah, a lot of times I'll do like Banza, but some type of higher protein, fiber, pasta for the mac and cheese. I don't really notice a difference, at least at this point. And then Chick-fil-A's tenders actually have decent macros, obviously mostly protein, but the fat isn't too crazy, and then a little bit of carb with the breading. So this is a good post-workout meal for me, because it's, you know, a good bit of carbs in here, so it'll refill my glycogen pretty quick. That's the other thing. I used to really get into like sweets for my cheat meal, and there's a couple reasons I pivoted away from that. I mean, one is like you could have 1,400 calories worth of like donuts or cake or ice cream, whatever your forte is, and especially if it's something that is a little more dense, I'll eat that and I'll be like, all right, well, I'm ready for another cheat meal. Like I don't even feel filled or satiated. So that's kind of the benefit of doing, you know, higher protein, a little bit more volume, is when I eat this, I'm actually pretty full by the end of it, which is nice. So then I'm not tempted to like go off the rails later in the evening. Like I have one more meal today and it's just gonna be back on plan, and I'm cool with that. And then from a recovery standpoint, I have the carbs, I have a really good bit of protein, so that's obviously gonna help with my recovery. versus like more empty calories when it's just sugar, which would just be glucose. And then of course there's usually a good bit of fat in the sweets too. So that's kind of how I ended up at this. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm about to enjoy the heck out of this, put on a little podcast, and then wrap things up. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna take a little moment. Yeah, I did a little damage. That was, man, that was good. I think I've edged out my phone for a second, looking at Pinterest. Speaking of, update on the mood board project. I have the magnets, like some nice little neodymium, if I'm saying that right, magnets. And then I got kind of my stuff for things that I want to work on, Mustang build, all that good stuff. And then tattoos, fashion, just little pieces, little things to put up visually. But the problem is, I didn't realize this. There's a type of steel of stainless steel that is essentially non-magnetic, which is what this is. I was so excited. I like laid out my photos down here. I was like, all right, I know how I'm gonna kind of curate the board. I put the first magnet on the photo. I just watch it slide down slowly. I'm like, so if you're doing a project like this, make sure you request from the metal supplier that the type of steel that they're using is magnetic. This is 304, I think 304 cold rolled stainless, or 304 brushed stainless steel. But the importance is this 304, whatever that means in the metal world, I believe is non-magnetic. So what I'm gonna do is get 2 pieces cut on the back of that because I have a frame supporting it. That way I'll get like some actual magnetic sheet in the back that's just kind of cheap, doesn't have to look great, and then just with some adhesive put it on there, and then most of, if not all, the board will be magnetic at that point. So that will be a tomorrow end of the week project, and yeah, a learning experience. Now the last project I've been working on this week, as I mentioned, the cut and bulk programs in the training app, they are now live. So they were live, I think Monday. Ended up rolling them out just after the last YouTube video. And I've updated the first 2 weeks only on both the cut and bulk program. So it is gonna be a bit of a rolling update for these, primarily because it's very tedious, because not only am I write out the weeks here, but it's translating the training from the Excel sheet where I have it all organized into the app, which means updating the workout summaries and then going through with each individual session and updating all of the demo videos to the new voiceover demo videos. So I really want to do a good job to make these as good as they can possibly be for you guys. But as you can imagine, with like 16, 18-week programs, it takes a little bit of time to do it right. But you know, it's the time I think it's worth it. It's worth getting this right. So if you do want to start that training, I'll always be a few weeks ahead with the update. So if you go in there this week and you want to start week 1, you'll have, you know, by the time you're on week 4, I'll probably be ahead on, you know, well into the next mesocycle, week 8 or week 9. So that's the plan. Just do kind of a couple weeks each week at a time. But I'm excited. It came out really good. Like, I appreciate you guys' feedback, because I had a test week up for a good month or so before I finalized things with this new 5-day split. And it's got everything. So it's got your recommended cardio times for both the bulk and the cut. You know, obviously that's important addition on your cut. And then in those workout summaries, you know, as you progress through each mesocycle, that's where things like the intensity picks up with drop sets, partial reps. I'm losing my words. But yeah, so I'll link that below, or somewhere in here if you guys want to check it out. And you know what? It's been cool to see the community of you guys grow. It blows me away, like some of you guys who are in the app who shoot me a direct message on the app, and we'll get some conversations going, and just like the journeys you guys have been on, and getting to know some of you more personally, it just really fires me up, and it's a really humbling experience. So I'm very appreciative of, well, not Excel. I mean, I guess Excel, but the app and the platform. And yeah, it's cool. I appreciate you guys, really. So with that, I think I might go back into a little food coma. It was a solid leg session. That was my weekly cheat meal. But what do I know? I'm just Merc.